Hey, everybody, I want to welcome you to this episode of the New Hollywood Podcast, the podcast centered around the dreamers who made their life actually happen. Today, we have Adam Waheed, one of my first friends when I moved out to LA. On the podcast, he's been crushing it all over social media. You've seen him working with big brands like T-Mobile, Lyft, Adidas. He's crushing it with his own show on Zeus, the first platform that's actually partnered with SAG and AFTRA for digital network,
Yes,
which
sir.
is really, really cool. It's co-founded by Amanda Cerny, King Batch, Lemmy Plummer, and Daystorm. So, Adam, big thanks for you to come by the studio.
Hey, come on. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
So, where I like to start off with everybody is, where are you from originally, and what inspired this move to LA?
I mean, I thought you knew me. You said you know me forever. How do you not know this?
I know this, but the
I'm
rest of the
just
people
messing
don't
with you.
know
I'm
your
just messing
story,
with
man.
you. So born and raised in New York. I left New York when I was 19 to go play college football in Texas. Southern Methodist University. I got recruited as a safety. They moved me to the corner. I was a lot bigger. You remember back in the day we used to work out.
You used to eat Torchies, right?
All day.
Torchies
all day.
was my spot
Yeah,
when
the
I went to
taco
Dallas.
spot. Yeah. So now I gave up that life. I'm lost a lot of weight. So
No more Hawks Nest.
no more Hawks Nest. I don't even want to tell them about the Hawks Nest, but basically they used to call the center of my chest the Hawks Nest. But I don't think we have enough time for me to get into that. But so did 4 years down there. Then I moved out to LA, where I had dreams and aspirations of becoming an actor. And when I first moved out here, I was an assistant to, shout out to Kenny Hamilton. And, he kind of showed me the ropes and introduced me to some people. And throughout that process, I was able to access, the power of social media and be able to create my own content and not really wait around for Hollywood and, be able to put my own content out there because I had all these ideas and all this stuff that I wanted to create. So, I just started creating, taught myself how to edit, shoot, the whole deal. Literally just YouTubed everything. You could learn how to do anything if you just YouTube it.
That's true.
You could literally learn how to give surgery to somebody
That's a trip.
on YouTube. Yeah.
What trips me out is I remember when you're first making your videos and you're shooting and editing just purely off of your iPhone.
Yeah.
And that's how easy it is to get started. So many people make an excuse.
No excuses.
I can't do it. And you're like, nah, I'm just using an iPhone
Yeah.
and a couple of apps.
And it's crazy. I still use the iPhone. I edit on my laptop now, but just right off the iPhone. But it's an art to shoot on the iPhone because a lot of people think you can just pick up the phone and it's good. People do shoot videos on the iPhone. They come out horrible because there's a certain technique in which you have to use to shoot on the iPhone. You have to be able to lock the lighting and.
You got to get the second iPhone for the lighting.
No.
Circle lights.
No, I actually get external lights. Like
Okay.
I'll get lights like this.
Okay.
But I'll still shoot on the iPhone. So you'll see like all these lights and everything you expect the camera, but no, I just shoot on the iPhone because it's just way easier, And a lot of times, especially in Hollywood, I steal a lot of shots. I go inside grocery stores, I do all that, do all this, I go.
No permit, riding dirty.
Yeah, right. And there, I'm just Snapchatting. What do you guys want? Nobody gives you a problem when you shoot on your iPhone. So I'm an iPhone guy.
You know what trips me out is I recently did a photo shoot. I had all these nice cameras and all this nice lighting, and the photos that were taken on an iPhone actually came out better than
Always.
the actual headshot.
Why? Oh, they always do that. I'm telling you, because if you really don't know what you're doing with the camera on an actual camera, iPhone it'll come out better every time.
Nah, dude, I actually used those for a couple of commercial auditions, which tripped me out. Those were the ones that they liked better.
Yeah, I do my self-tapes on iPhones.
Shout out to iPhone.
Yeah, this is an iPhone brand deal. God.
Listen, man, I'm waiting for Sports Illustrated to do a pictorial photo shoot for like the swimsuit catalog shot on iPhone. You're not even gonna know the difference.
They will. You know what's crazy? Do you know Melvin Gregg? He actually just did a movie with Steven Soderbergh, and they shot the whole movie on iPhone.
That is a trip.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, man, don't count the iPhone out, man. Don't count it out.
Have you seen Searching?
Nah, what's that?
So Searching is a movie basically shot and showed by somebody viewing a computer screen or a cell phone screen. And it's either FaceTime calls, emails, instant messengers, apps. And it's really gnarly because that's the way that people communicate today. You know, when we were growing up, you want to be an actor and a television star, you'd think, you know, I need to audition and be on a TV show. It's exactly what you said. You can take that power, put it in your own hands. And now today, kids are more interested in what's going on Instagram. Like more people watch that show like Couples Nights that you did than a lot of people that tune into network television.
It's crazy. It's crazy, yeah. Because, I mean, think about it. You can go anywhere. Everyone's just, these kids on their phone. And even like commercials on TV, like if you're even still watching TV at this point, once a commercial comes on, you're on your phone. You might even be on your phone while you're watching the show. So it just goes to show like everybody's constantly on their phone. So we live in a great time, I think, you know, for people who want to come up. The come up is a little quicker. It's not as easy, but it is quicker if you do it the right way. And like I said, you could just make videos out of your living room, you know, and if it's good, millions of people will see it.
So when you were making your first video, what was like the thought process? Like, you know, we were going to Los Angeles every day. You're working for Kenny. You wanted to do the videos. You're also like messing around on the stand-up scene like I was. What inspired you to make that first video?
I actually used to watch guys like King Batch and Daystorm and Leanne and all those influencers, and I used to be like, wow, like these videos are hilarious. Like, you know, they're literally making people laugh in 6 seconds or a minute, and I would just watch it. And I've always been a comedy guy. Like I said, you know, I was doing stand-up before I started, and I knew that I could do that. I knew I could do what they were doing, and I knew I could be on that level and create the same content and build a following. But the question was how? How do you do it? Like, you know, where do you start? I never went to film school. Never knew the first thing about shooting something or editing something. None of that stuff. So I would just study. I would just watch other people's stuff. And I remember my first video, it took me like 3 months to complete it. I was trying to like get people in it. People were canceling on me. I remember one day I shot the whole thing and I came back, everything was blurry. And I'm a perfectionist, you know. I seen their videos, I seen what it looks like, I seen what the standard was. So
the work don't stop, the grind don't stop.
It doesn't stop. Yeah. So I was literally just trying to perfect this one video, and it took me 3 or 4 months. I was just searching up stuff on YouTube, how-tos, Googling, watching people's stuff over and over. And I had put out that video and might have done like 300 views or something. And at the time, I was like, it's actually not bad. 300 views is kind of a lot.
Yeah.
And
it's better than zero.
Yeah, it was cool. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep doing this. And I think it was like by my 4th video. You remember the Colin Kapernick video I did?
Yep, the one that Luda shared out.
Yeah. So I remember I did that video and I posted it up. And by the time I went to bed, it was at like 3,000 views. And I was like, it was mind blowing for me. Like 3,000 people saw this, you know, in one day. And I go to bed and I wake up in the morning and I just wake up right out of bed, refresh, 40,000 views. And I'm like, what's going on here? Like, how did this thing get so many views? You know, like this is crazy. So I look at my texts and people are like, oh, Ludacris reposted you, like World Star reposted you, and like all these other celebrities reposted you off this video. And I'm like, this is insane. Like, I felt like my life changed, you know?
Yeah.
It did.
I shot this on my iPhone too.
Yeah. And yeah, it was, I was just like mind blown. I was like, this is crazy. And from there on out, I was like, okay, I know that I can create content that people are going to enjoy and people think are funny. So I just, almost like a snowball effect, just kept going, kept creating, kept learning. Before I know it, people started reaching out, collabing with me. They wanted to work with me. I was working with them. And I was just growing and growing and growing. And throughout the process, and still just never stop learning, just keep picking up new things, going on sets, you know, seeing how other people shoot. I remember I went to a shoot with Jahan.
Yeah.
And Jahan Jones and all of them. And it was like my first time getting invited to like a shoot with other creators. And I showed up and it was just like 20 people in there. There's like someone in the corner shooting a skit here. Someone else is shooting it. It was just a whole like skit house. Everybody was making skits. I'm like, people really do this. Like, this is crazy. And yeah, it was awesome, man. It's been an awesome experience.
No, that's a trip from like 2 years ago when you met him at that party that I threw in the hills.
You actually introduced me to Jahan.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
And then, like,
shout out to Jahan Jones.
Jahan Jones.
Come
and then, I think it was a month ago now, you guys were walking the red carpet right after Tom Cruise in DC.
Yeah.
For Mission Impossible. So it's kind of a trip.
Yeah.
All these like circles and these things just keep tying back together.
Yeah, insane. And I think the power of social media is only getting stronger day by day. More brands are working with influencers. Everything is starting to be geared and centered towards social media.
I mean, if you look at major brands, they're moving out of retail stores towards e-com, and that's where people live on their way to work. Pretty much everywhere that they go, we're glued to a little screen on our phone.
It's crazy. I'm over here starting to itch. I need to check my phone.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have any texts, but yeah.
You need to update your stories right now.
I'm telling you, man. I'm on my phone. It's a problem. It's a problem. I'm on my phone all day. Like literally, the first thing I do when I wake up is check my phone.
You gotta stop, man. You gotta not look at your phone for the first 2 hours of every day.
Nah.
You'll be much more peaceful and happy.
You do that?
Yeah. I recently started 2 weeks ago. I don't look at my phone for the first 2 hours. I go to the gym, I try and meditate, and then I just do something that I want to do for the first 2 hours.
Damn, what if you get an important text?
Just gotta wait 2 hours, man.
Damn, I'll make sure I'll never call you during an emergency.
Yeah, I mean, if it's early in the morning, but I wake up early. I'm up at like 5:30, 6 a.m.
Yeah, but what about, I hit you up at 3:30 in the morning for an emergency.
Oh, I'd pick it up then.
How you know? I thought you don't pick it up.
Because I sleep with my phone by my pillow.
Oh, so you wake up at 6:30.
Yeah.
And you don't check your phone until 8:30.
Yeah.
So at 6:30 in the morning, if I have an emergency, don't call.
Yeah,
don't
between
call
like
extra.
6 and 8, don't call me.
Oh,
I'm like the worst person.
Unreliable. You call me at any time. I mean, I might not text back, but I'll see it at least,
I just leave you on red.
I'll at least leave you on red, you know?
You'll turn on your post notifications, right?
Nah, I don't ever turn on. No, to be
your
honest.
red receipts.
To be honest, when I go on Instagram, this is the pathetic part. I'm not even looking at other people's shit. I'm just looking at my own page and just refreshing my views. I don't really scroll through and look at other people's stuff.
That's a trip.
It's pretty narcissistic.
So how do you go about coming up with concepts that other people will want to watch?
I think, a lot of times how I come up with all my concepts is literally like right now, if you said something funny, I'd be like, you know what, I'm going to shoot that. Or I'll just go out and people watch. I'll go to the mall. I'll just hang out with friends, do whatever. And, it's just bound for something funny to happen. And then I'm like, you know what, I'm going to shoot that. Then what I do from there is I take the truth and I exaggerate it. And I literally just, okay, if this is what it is, how can we make this extreme? Kind of like the toothpaste one I did. You see the toothpaste one I did?
Yeah.
That was a true story. I was really trying to get the toothpaste out. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna make a video out of this. And then I went and got a road roller and we rode over the toothpaste to squeeze out the toothpaste. So I literally just take real life situations and just take them to the max on extremeness.
Jeez, I think you need to go back to La Cienega. There's some extreme characters, How many people you know that work out with Bulletproof Vests?
Hey, you know what? That gym has given me a few ideas. I might have to do a go back to that gym. I might have to go back there to inspire thought.
Maybe bring some handlebars, bring your own.
That gym's crazy. This gym we used to work out, this gym was crazy, man. The wild part is, I'm over here talking shit about all the people at that gym. I was working out illegally. I don't even have a membership. I was using my cousin's membership. And he was bald.
You'd wear a hat on the walk-in.
He was clearly a bald man that didn't even have the same skin complexion as me. And it took them like 8 months to realize that I was using someone else's account. It was good while it lasted, though.
It was a good while it lasted. You had to save money while you're building up.
That was $30. I didn't have that $30 a month back then.
But what's a trip now is if you want a giraffe or a rhino, most people will green screen that in.
Oh, not I.
Not you. I'll call you up and you'll be like, I'm looking for a marching band this weekend. I can't do anything.
Yeah, literally, I will call everybody in my phone book like, hey, I need a rhinoceros. You have a plug? And it's crazy. There's always someone who comes through. Like someone knows somebody else who knows somebody with a rhinoceros.
How does that conversation start? You up? You got a rhino?
Yo, you still up?
WYD.
Yo, you got a rhino? Nah, I literally At first it was a little weird, but I mean, at this point, if you know me now, you're not gonna be confused if I ask you for anything.
Listen, I'm waiting for you to ride a dragon.
Hey,
Matter of fact,
now that we're here, do you know somebody who possibly has a dragon?
Listen, man, Game of Thrones. Get you that audition.
That show is
a prop.
That they spend a lot of money on that show. I don't have that kind of budget.
Listen, we just got to get you an audition.
Just
film it on your iPhone, man.
Just get me in the room, man. That's all I ask for. Just get me in the room.
Oh, that's a trip. You're definitely one of the hardest working people in that space. How did you go about initially, like reaching out to people for collabs at that come up stage? Because there's that stage where you're in that limbo. You're creating videos, you're getting views, but you're in that 10,000 to under 200,000 range. You might not necessarily know a lot of the people that you'd want to do collabs with. Was it more of people reaching out to you and seeing your content and being like, hey, we should work together? Or do you have to do that awkward slide in the DMs? And
Nah, I was never a slide in the DMs type of guy just because I figured, these people have millions of followers. Why would they even, one, see my message nor respond, because they don't know me and I don't have a huge following. And, what am I offering to them? Because that's what it's all about. So I think Jahan actually was the first person I was like, hey, man, I got this idea. Like, let's shoot this, whatever. And, Jahan is one of the cooler guys, and he was like, all right, let's do it. And I was like, all right, really? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. And he invited me over. Mind you, I already told him the concept before we met. He liked it, and we shot it, and it was dope. But from there on out, we just did one video, and that was it. And after I had a couple viral ones, a few creators reached out that I shot with, but I remember how I actually started collabing with a lot of people was I think I met Daystorm and a few other creators working out at a track, and we worked out, and I kind of became friends with them, and before you know it, they were like, hey, you do videos too? Like, oh yeah, I seen some of your stuff. It's pretty funny. We should shoot something, and then started shooting with them, and I mean, the social media world is a lot like the Hollywood world. Once somebody sees you in someone else's stuff and you're funny or you're good, everybody wants to work with you. Like, oh, come on my video. Oh, this guy used him, come on my video. Kind of like Hollywood, you get a big break on a big film. Everybody else wants to use you for their other projects. So very similar in that sense. And yeah, that's kind of how I went about it. Never really DM people though. There was a lot of people always reaching out, as I got bigger and was able to just.
So you focused on like real friendships and trying to find a way that you could bring real value.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like, we live in a world where you got to offer something. You can't,
Nothing in life is free.
Yeah, you're not just going to throw somebody random into a video. Now, I mean, I do believe I could care less about how many followers you have. I'm more of a guy on how good is your idea. If you have a good idea, then let's shoot.
Or if you're funny.
Yeah, if you're funny, you have a good idea, I don't care how many followers you have. But if you're neither of those, I mean, why would I just put you in a video or collab with you,
I mean, you're kind of the no standards guy, man. You made 7 series. Like, what is it, 12 now? You're 12.
Part 12 as
part
of
12
yesterday.
was just released.
As of yesterday. I saw the Rhino. Yeah. That video, I actually spent a lot of money on that video. I spent a lot. I spent $3,000 for that rhinoceros for 10 minutes.
$3,000 for 10 minutes.
Yeah. And what's crazy? When I was talking to the guy, he actually has the only privately owned rhinoceros in the U.S. And when I was talking to the guy, he was like, yeah, it's kind of dangerous to, turn the corner with the rhinoceros and stand right next to him. And I was like, all right, yeah. You think we could get it done? And he's like, well, he was just giving me a completely flaky answer. Like, yeah, maybe we can. I think we'll get it done. But then again, I just want to let you know, like, if something happens, I'm going to have to sacrifice my life and jump in front of the rhinoceros. And I'm like, maybe we shouldn't do this. This is not a good idea. And he's like, no, we'll get it done. And I was like, all right. So I booked my flight, went to Oregon, and I go, and I get there, and this rhino is just ramming the gate that he's in, like for no reason. Just
mean mugging.
Just ramming the gate. Like picture a rhinoceros. This thing
How
runs
big is it? Like 10 feet tall?
About 10 feet tall. And mind you, it also, it weighs like 7,000 pounds and it runs like 30 miles per hour.
So harder than anybody ever hit you in football.
Yeah, harder than anything ever. So this thing is just ramming the gate. And I'm like, maybe we shouldn't do this. And he's like, nah, don't even worry about it, whatever. And I booked my flight to get there. I got there at like 1 p.m. and I was leaving at 8 p.m. And the rhino's just not cooperating. You know, he's pissed. He's for no reason. I don't know.
His rider's not mad. He didn't get like the 52 yellow Skittles.
No, they were giving this guy carrots. They were giving him all types of food. Wasn't even eating the food. And then the guy was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna put this like cart in there. He loves like playing with this like wheelie cart. Puts the cart in there. The rhino shreds it to pieces. I'm like, okay, maybe we shouldn't do this.
Like ate it or stomped on it or
just rammed it. Freaking his horn is just like I never seen anything like it. And I was like, maybe we shouldn't do this. And he's like, nah, like whatever. And now it's getting to the time like I have to go back to the airport because I have to catch my flight. You know, I flew in for the day. I'm leaving at 8 p.m. And he was like, you mind sleeping here tonight? Like, and maybe getting in the morning. And I'm like, no, yeah, I don't want to sleep here. I got to get back. You know, I have other stuff to do. Finally, the rhino comes around like within like minutes before I have to leave to make it to the airport. We get the shot and it all worked out. But yeah, definitely never going to shoot with the rhino again.
What happened to get the rhino to cooperate? He just realized who you were. He followed your page. You made him laugh.
We showed him some of my videos and lightened him up a little bit. Nah, I don't know. He was just on one. Maybe it was my cologne. I don't know. Could have been something that was pissing him off about me.
I mean, I heard he might have had some beef with the giraffe.
He might have saw the last one and was like, I ain't about that life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you spent $3,000 on a rhino for a video. How are you able to really monetize that? Because that's something that most people don't really understand is you got to invest money to make the video. It takes time. It's hours out of your life. But you also have to finance the flight, the rhino. How do you make your money back?
So, I mean, I work with a company called Collabs. And basically, there's people who post my content all over YouTube. Accounts with millions of subscribers. And what Collab does is they go out and search the whole internet and find all the people that are using my content without my permission. And they'll claim that money that they're making off ads from those videos. So each month I make a pretty nice check from people just using my content, along with, you know, brands I work with where, you know, I'll post for them and collaborate with them and come up with concepts and promote their product at the time, you know, for whatever campaign or activation. And those two alone, you know, cover far more than how much it takes for me to spend on those videos. So I'm making a lot of that money back and more. So it's just investing in yourself, you know?
Now, more brands are doing more stuff with influencers. The thing that's kind of interesting about your brand is you're very selective. You're probably one of the most selective people I know about brands. You're kind of like me with my clients. Yeah, we don't really do it unless it's a real fee and it's a real solid creative.
Of course.
How do you go about evaluating the brands that you want to work with?
I think it's just, one, important to make sure that the brand that I'm working with matches my brand, you know? Like, when I work with T-Mobile, I think that's an awesome brand to work with. I think that matches what I do. I think, you know, it's a solid play. Same with Old Spice, you know? Their content in general is comedic, you know? They have some of the funniest commercials on TV or media in general. So to be able to collab with them and work with them, you know, I actually believe they have some of this similar comedy to me in their commercials. So it just makes sense, you know? And usually when you get to working with certain brands, you know, my biggest thing is making it organic. You know, I don't want people to be like, oh, it's a brand deal. It's oh, you got paid to say this, whatever. Like even on my T-Mobile ones, if you've seen them, a lot of people are like, yo, T-Mobile should pay this guy for this. And I'm like, I don't say anything, but I'm like, they are paying me, you know? Yeah. So I think it's awesome to work with a brand that understands that, because T-Mobile understands that. They know that they want it organic and I want it organic. So let's come up with something that's hilarious, that's relatable, that people are going to enjoy regardless of if they have T-Mobile or not, and at the same time, it's promoting T-Mobile. So I think it's just, you know, being able to work with a brand that understands that, you know, and some do, some don't. So that's definitely like my key points that I factor in when evaluating.
T-Mobile is cool too because John Legere is very active on social media too.
Yeah.
He actually watched me learn how to cook for the first time on Periscope back in the day.
Oh man, yeah.
He watched me learn how to make a hot dog, which is basically you boil the water and you leave it in there for about 2 minutes.
Oh wow. You know, it's cool though. We actually went and T-Mobile I went to the headquarters over there in Washington and got to meet all of them. And it was really cool to just kind of hear and meet them and see, you know, I think it was their first time ever meeting some influencers that work for the brand and kind of, you know, game planning and showing them what goes on over there. So it was cool to go out there. It was definitely cool to go out there. It was in Washington though. I mean, not DC, just Washington.
Just Washington State.
Yeah, but you know what? Washington is actually pretty cool. It's a pretty cool. I thought it was going to be boring, but it was actually pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of a trip. Now, recently I saw that you've been hanging out with Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
So you're going to be in a sequel?
I don't know about a sequel, but I think
you playing him in crypto?
No, I don't think a sequel, but we have come up with a concept for a movie that, you know, we want to write out and push to some studios and get picked up. You know, he's really excited about the project. Yeah, we all are, you know. It's me, him, and a few other of my buddies. So, yeah, we'll see where that goes. I think it has potential to be a really good film. So hopefully, if you know we get a studio to believe in us, I think it could be great. Great look.
That's very cool. So I know you did a Facebook Watch show, but I really want to talk on the Zeus show that you got.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about it, and how that came together.
Oh man. Okay, so my Zeus show and Zeus in general is a network where, you know, the content is about 3 to 5 minutes long, and they have about 25. Don't quote me. 25 or 30 creators, somewhere around there, who all have their own show. And what they do is, within these 30 creators, they all come up with their own concepts for shows, and they'll push it out. And Zeus obviously takes care of the production and all the on-set stuff. And once we released it, you know, everybody's promoting their shows. And mind you, all these creators are in the millions of followers. So it's just bringing all this traction to this platform. And it's a video subscription platform, $3.99 a month. And everyone's show is geared, like my show is a sketch comedy show. I do skits on Instagram. So it translates very easy over. You know, you want to see my skits with higher production value for a long period of time? Subscribe to my Zeus show, you know, which is 5 episodes. And yeah, it's just awesome to see the feedback and to see all the responses from everybody. Like, so many people are subscribing and so many people are watching. And it's just awesome to be able to create my own content on a higher production value. So my show is a sketch comedy show, and episodes are about like 4 minutes each, and each episode is obviously just a different sketch in its own world. So it's a different world on each episode. And we're actually coming out with season 2. Haven't shot it yet. Gonna shoot it soon. But yeah, it's doing great. It's doing awesome. Getting a lot of good feedback.
That's a trip. Now, can you share a little bit about what the concept of your show is?
Well, you're gonna have to pay $3.99. I can't.
You can't even tell us.
No, I can't. No, I'm just.
There's not even a trailer, man.
No, there's a trailer. So I have this. My first episode is it's like a spoof infomercial about donations. You know how there's literally a donation program for everything nowadays.
Yeah.
There's literally anything you could talk about anything. There's a donation program for it. So this is a spoof where it's like an infomercial, and basically our foundation, our donation program is called Donate to Donate. And basically we're helping raise money for people who want to donate, who aren't fortunate enough to donate. So you're donating money to help someone else donate money. It's kind of confusing.
It's a worthwhile cause.
Wait, what?
It's a worthwhile cause.
Yeah, it's a worthwhile cause. And it's like, you know, we go into it about like, you know, don't just help, you know, save the whales. Like,
Help someone else save the whale.
Help Craig save the whales, you know? And that's basically the concept of it. And it just gets really dumb. It gets really dumb because you're basically just giving your money for someone else so they can give their money to somebody else to make them look good. So
is it a 501c deduction?
I actually am not familiar with those terms, but I'm assuming that's something with tax purposes.
Tax purposes, man. You got to know that when you're making a donation.
Yeah. I haven't made too many of those, but I do have a W-9.
You have a W-9?
Yeah.
I know that.
So that's one of the episodes. I have another episode where I have another episode where it was an extension of an Instagram skit that I already did. You ever see the wheelchair one I did?
Nah, I haven't seen the wheelchair one.
Okay, well, it's like this sketch pretty much where this guy like comes up to me and he's like, man, I heard you stole my boy's wallet, you know, like whatever. And he cuts to me and I'm in a wheelchair. And I'm like, yeah, I did steal it. And he's like, I'm not gonna fight you, man. Like I can't fight you, like, you know, given your current situation. And I'm like, all right, if you don't want to fight me, it's cool. I'll just get my boy to come beat your ass, you know? My boy shows up and he's in an electric wheelchair. And it just gets crazy. It gets really dumb again. We just start beating these guys up. I'm not going to ruin the whole thing, but that's another concept. And there's 3 more. I don't want to spoil the whole show for you, but those are the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I do one also. I just said this one where I do a groupie one where like I'm not a groupie, you know, and my boy's like taking pictures with like all these people. Like Chris Brown comes in the club, he takes a picture with them. I'm like, I'm not a groupie, I'm not taking a picture. Like Beyonce, and then finally like Jesus walks in, and I'm like, I don't want to ask him for a picture. And that one gets pretty wild. So you know my comedy, you know, it gets wild. It gets wild. So
it gets out there.
It gets out there.
Listen, we've had a lot of laughs at that gym.
Too many laughs.
Too many laughs. So
to the day they kicked me out.
The day they kicked you out.
They kicked me out of that gym, man. I haven't been back since.
You boycotted.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. They wanted me to actually pay for a membership to go there. So,
I mean, your new gym actually has a couple of complaints. There's this guy called Tyre that you've been in a internet beef with.
Yeah,
the past couple months. How did that start?
I mean, it started how most beef starts. Somebody disrespecting you. You know, he disrespected me. You know, I have people around me who love me, so they held me back. They held me back from attacking. And you know, one thing led to another. We staged a fight that was gonna go down, and unfortunately, he was afraid to take the drug test. And I refused to fight somebody who's not gonna get tested because I don't know what he's taking. I don't know what kind of air they're pumping into him. You know, I know what kind of air I'm breathing. I'm breathing H2O.
Yeah. A lot of your friends swapped up on you. Not Leanne V though.
No,
she had your back.
She didn't. And you know, it comes with the territory. People are gonna change up on you. But I'll tell you what, when he takes that test, he can see me in the ring.
It's going down.
Oh, it's going down. I mean, he's going down if he agrees to take the test.
What's gonna be the price for this pay-per-view event?
We might even I might even put it on Zeus if I have to.
It's $3.99.
It might be $3.99. I don't know. I got to figure it out. But that Logan, did you see the Logan Paul fight?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's a trip.
Had a lot of people come out.
I mean, it's really gnarly because you got to just view it as an event. 15,000 seats, tons of people tuning in, the merch plays. It's really providing a major stimulus to people that you wouldn't expect off of a fight between 2 people that are famous on social media.
Yeah.
The effect of social media and the level that's being consumed is so crazy. Like, I know you recently mentioned that you signed with a big management company. A lot of people are getting discovered online. Justin Bieber was discovered off of YouTube.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of a trip that is democratizing the process of getting discovered. It's a chance to showcase what you're able to do. And it's able to position that you yourself have your own value.
Yeah.
Because you know how to market yourself. You know how to bring value to whatever project that you're getting attached to. Do you find that that's helped you since, you know, when you first moved out here and you didn't have that following, to now people are like, hey, Adam's not only a good actor, but he's also worthwhile because he could help bring more eyeballs and he has a built-in fan base?
Absolutely. I think it's everything. I mean, all of my opportunities have come from social media. And like I said, you can move to Hollywood and you can wait on Hollywood, and sometimes the wait's long. Sometimes you wait forever. So it's awesome that I could just take my cell phone and take my ideas, and whether you like them or not, whether you think they're good or not, I could just do it and let people decide. And people are going to watch it. And I'm a strong believer in good content rises to the top no matter what. You gotta have no followers. Post something good, it just takes one person to see it, for them to love it and share it with the next person and the next person and the next person. And before you know it, it's at 1 million views. So I'm a firm believer in that. I think you can, and here's the thing, everybody's not a creator. Some people are just good actors. Some people are just good creators and not good actors. So the hardest part is, and why I say it's easy to come up, but at the same time it's hard, because if you don't know what your niche is, if you don't know what your thing is, I find oftentimes seeing a lot of people who aren't creators and are just doing it to just get themselves out there, you know? So creating it is a niche for me, and something I love to do. So social media is awesome in the aspect that, you know, it matches what I am. And it was able for me, it helped me jumpstart, you know, a huge following. But at the end of the day, like I said, half the battle is figuring out what is your thing.
It's also knowing the audience and knowing the platform.
Yeah.
Like the way that you act on a Zeus show is different than the way you work on a Facebook watch. And the Instagram stories and the Instagram videos are also different.
Absolutely. Same thing with sketch comedy and stand-up, you know? It's a different format. It's still comedy, right? But, you know, it's completely different formats. Something you do in sketch comedy might be funny that's not funny on stage, and vice versa. So, like you said, I think it's huge to understand what format you're on, what platform you're on, and the format of how it works. Because if you're trying to do stuff that is not the right format on Instagram, it's not going to work. But, you know, you take that and move it over to YouTube, it might work. So being aware is everything.
Yeah, I think it's really knowing exactly what you are and what you bring to the table.
Yeah, most definitely. And a lot of times, like I said, I didn't know. I just knew I could create. I didn't know what my thing was, you know? And it wasn't until I just started shooting until other people told me what my thing was. And I was like, oh, I guess this is my thing. This is my style of comedy. Let me just keep running with it. So a lot of times you don't have to know. You just got to do it and let people decide and see what sticks.
Now, as a content creator, not every video you do sticks or works out. What's an example of, like, you know, one that you thought was going to be great and it just didn't work out? And how did you go about dealing with it? Like, how do you overcome that?
Man, a few of them. I think I had, I can't think of a specific concept, but I've definitely had a few of them where I was like, man, this video is the one. This is going to do crazy numbers. And I will literally put so much work into it, perfect the edit, and then I'd post it and it just didn't do the numbers I wanted to do. Then I'll do something that I don't even care about, and it hits like 5 million views. I'm like, what? This is crazy. Like, so a lot of the times my judgment is pretty accurate, but sometimes, like I said, you never know. You never know. You just let the people decide. But whether your video gets 1 million views or it gets 20 views, you have to move on to the next video. Because the thing is, now there's so much content being created that even if you get 2 million views, after a week's time, there's someone else who just got 2 million views, and then someone else, your video gets washed out, you know? So whether the video does great or not, I'm already on to the next video. Like, I just posted my last video, I'm already on to the next one. I'm not worried about that video anymore, you know? Because I have to continue to stay consistent. I have to keep putting out content, you know? Obviously, you learn from it, from the past, like, okay, some stuff works, some stuff doesn't. But you got to move on to the next video, regardless of how the previous one does.
That's key. That's so key, because you got to keep creating.
Yeah. And it's not also, you don't ever want to get lost in the views, because just because something has 4 million views doesn't mean it's great. You know, sometimes if something has 30 views, does that mean it's shitty? No, you know, it's just.
Might not have been discovered yet.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's important not to get lost in the views, and it's important to. It's important that you enjoy the content you're making, because that's what it's about at the end of the day, right? You make the content because you enjoy to make it. So if you're continuing to create stuff you enjoy, that's all that matters. The numbers and everything else will take care of itself.
No, that's a trip. Now, where can people expect to see you in like the next 5 years? Like, what are your goals?
I'll be at the Oscars for the 4th time. Oscars, man. I want to be at the Oscars. I want to be winning an Oscar in 5 years. I want to be all over these billboards. I want to be all over the place. So, I mean, that's the goal I set out, and that's what I'm going to make happen.
So what are some of the steps that you're going to take to get there?
The crazy thing is, I don't even think I'm worried about the steps. I just know that's where I'm going to end up, and I'm just kind of going with it, and it'll all play itself out, is what I'm a firm believer in. You know, I'm going to continue to create content. I'm going to continue to make people laugh, and as I go along, opportunities will come and go, and, you know, I think...
Continue to put in the work.
Yeah, just keep putting in the work, and I don't ever get caught up on oh, well, I need this to happen to go there to get this and that, and everything happens for a reason. And I think if you have an end goal and you are, you know, adamant about believing that end goal and that it's going to happen and it already happened, you know, everything else, the small steps to get there will take care of itself.
So who's somebody that you've wanted to work with but haven't had a chance to work with? Social
media wise or just in general?
I mean, in general.
Man, that's a good question. I mean, of course, like I grew up watching Dave Chappelle. I mean, I still watch Dave Chappelle. I think he's the GOAT. So, I mean, I would love to work with him. I would love to work with, you know, I watch Key and Peele a lot. I think those guys are hilarious. Would love to work with them. And yeah, I mean, those guys are like pioneers of the sketch game in my eyes, you know? Like I remember Dave Chappelle's show. That show was
hilarious.
So, you know, I think that show is awesome, was awesome, still is. Key and Peele, like, you know, came in and they're hilarious. So, you know, I'm a sketch comedy guy. So those are some of the guys I look up to, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I know you started off working with an artist formerly known as Young Swaggy P. After your own social media game started rising up, has that built some animosity in the family? No.
This guy is...
You learned some of your biggest lessons from him.
Some of my biggest lessons. He's actually talking about my nephew. Dude's 4 years old. Hilarious. Actually, when I put him on my story, people are like, they just want more of him. When I put him on my story, I actually get the highest views I get on my stories from him. It's like people constantly asking for him. What, man, he's hilarious. This guy is hilarious. If you haven't seen him on my Instagram, I put him in my story mentions or story highlights.
He's got his own tab?
Oh, he's got his own tab. This guy's a legend.
I mean, he's a genius.
He's a creative genius.
I think it tripped me out because social media has gotten to that level that I remember the first time that I heard about your nephew, you're like, yeah, he's getting like these brand deal offers all the time. My sister's calling me up, asking me about it. And I'm like, that is crazy. I'm like, what does he do? And you're like, he doesn't even talk. He doesn't say a word.
He was a baby at the time. This guy was getting deals in his email. He's only 2 years old. Yeah. He's hilarious. Yeah. Like I said, he had a bigger following than me when I first started. And I was like, damn, Princeton, man, this dude has like 20,000 followers. Like, this is crazy. I only have 2,000, and you know, he's funny, man. He's funny. I always promote his page on my page.
That's a trap.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody is out there and they want to start getting into being a content creator, what do you think the first couple steps are?
Bam. First couple steps. Okay. 1, don't just do it because you want followers. So many people are just creating content because they want followers. You know, I think the biggest thing is be passionate about what your craft is. And if your craft is not creating, then don't do it, you know, because now you're just doing it for some clout, you know? So I think the first thing is to realize what you're passionate about. Is it comedy? Is it action? Is it, you know, maybe it's not even any of that, you know? Just figure out what you're passionate about. And then from there, you know, study the game. I watch everybody's videos. I watch everybody's stuff. Whether I like it or watch it or I follow them or not, I watch it because the last thing I want to do is copy somebody. The fastest way to grow, the fastest way to get your content out there is to be original. To be original and to have your own twist on things. So if you're just doing the same shit other people are doing, like, you're not gonna go anywhere. And why copy someone else? So I think it's watch other people's stuff, see what's working, see how it's going, you know? And maybe it's not what's working, you know? Maybe you find a new way, but be original. Be original and be passionate. And I think those two things alone will just give you a head start.
I think that's so key because you've always known your niche was comedy.
Yeah.
I'd hit you up and be like, yeah, there's these like dramatic roles. Like, yeah, I'm down to go in for that, but my real niche is I just want to make people laugh.
Yeah, hey, if they're paying that check, I'll do it. But for the most part, like I said, I'm a comedy guy. I want to do comedy roles. I want to do comedy movies. I want to do comedy everything. So that's what I know I thrive best in.
Okay. Which social media platform do you think is going to be growing the most over the next couple of years?
Good question. I mean, I don't think anybody can stop Instagram. Like, just Instagram is like one of the biggest, and it's just that they're so good at what they do because they're just constantly making changes to the app and just making it better and just innovating new things and coming up, adding things, and just they're keeping it interesting, you know, which, you know, in the past, some other social media platforms, you know, it's just the same thing, you know, and it gets boring. Because this Instagram, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm on it more than I'm not. So for them to just keep adding features and just keep making it interesting, you know, I think Instagram is at the top.
You know, you can call people on Instagram and Facebook now. You have a voice call now.
Really?
Yeah.
So even if you don't have, you just have to have Wi-Fi.
You gotta have Wi-Fi. Not even Wi-Fi. You just need 3G, unlimited data.
See what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
I think, you know, I don't see them slowing down anytime soon. And I think right now they're at the top.
I think what's transformed a lot is, you know, before you'd get people's phone numbers to communicate with them. And more often now when I go places, people are like, yo, what's your IG? Yeah. And that's an easier way to communicate.
Yo, you ever come across somebody that's like, nah, I don't have an IG?
Actually, I do. And then I get really creeped out by it.
I'm like, yo, what? You don't have IG? It's like, off rip, I'm thinking, no, they have an IG. What are they hiding?
Listen, you know? That's literally where my mind goes.
Hiding? Because I was talking to a girl and she's like, I don't have Instagram. I'm like, you don't have what? She's like, I don't have Instagram. I was like,
serial killer.
Okay.
She's going to steal my kidney.
Either you're working on the black market or you have a boyfriend that you don't want me to know about. But yeah, I don't believe you. If you say you don't have Instagram, I will not believe you unless you're like an old man.
And even then, they probably have an Instagram.
Still have one for sure.
You know, might be faceless, might not be active, but
yeah, no icon. There. Yeah, so literally, it's like we got to the point where social media is like everyone has social media. You don't have social media, what? Weirdo. So, yeah.
I mean, it's a picture of who you are as a person. I think eventually that's going to be part of your resume.
I think it already is part of your resume. A lot of gigs I've been going in on and stuff. Like, this is my Instagram. Like,
go see my work. This is me acting in different scenarios.
So I think it's already become a resume, you know? And I think on any job, even in the corporate world, I'm pretty sure like nowadays, if you submit for whatever, you know, you obviously have to send a real resume, but they're going to check your Instagram to make sure you're not doing some crazy shit.
You know what's crazy? I get a lot of my business clients that want to sign with me across athletics, influencers, and just traditional like actors from social media. I get big brands that want to work with me, and like I have big partnerships that have just literally came about by posting my life and the things that I do on my social media. And I think that's just how a lot of gigs are going to move forward.
Yeah, and like I said, it's only getting stronger. Like, who knows where we're going to be at 3 years from now? You know, it's just people are just more brands are working with social media. Social media is just growing. More people are getting on there. People are on there all day. It's getting bigger and better.
I think it's really interesting too, because when you're doing social media advertisement, it's not just like you're an actor in a commercial. People are going to be interested in T-Mobile or Adidas because Adam uses that. It's your implicit third-party credibility. And if you go back to just basic sales statistics that I remember from my business school, is the highest rate of conversion comes from direct selling. Direct selling is basically the door-to-door salesman model. This takes door-to-door to a digitalized version of that, where it's Adam telling people,
digital door.
This is what I'm doing. It's a digital door.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of amazing to see how that's going to affect consumer purchasing decisions in the future.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. And like I said, they're only getting better at it. I'm buying stuff online. I usually don't buy stuff online, because especially clothes. Because all the clothes I get, they never fit.
Got to make sure it fits right. Yeah.
Never fit. And then it's like, if you buy a pair of jeans and it comes in and they don't fit, are you really going to go back to the post office and send it back?
Makes it harder. Yeah, no.
I'm not going to do that. That's way too much work. I'm just going to keep the jeans. So it even has me buying stuff online. They're getting better at it. And online is It's everything.
All right. What are some projects that you're working on right now, and where can people find you online?
AdamW on everything is where you can find me. And I have my Zeus series season 2 coming up. It's going to be being filmed soon.
Be on the lookout for more exotic animals, most likely.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think I used them all. Is there any animals left that I can use?
I'm sure there is, like an anaconda or something.
The only
like
thing
that.
I haven't used is like a hippopotamus. You know, a hippopotamus is the most deadly animal in the world, right?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. The most deadly animal in the world.
Bro, don't go out like Steve
Hungry
Irwin.
hippos.
I don't want to be at your funeral.
Nah, I can't shoot with a hippopotamus. I mean, I'll never say never, but.
Stingray?
Oh. But even like with those animals, like I feel like I could just get a fake one and you wouldn't even be able to tell. You can't get a fake rhinoceros.
Maybe a lion?
I don't know, man. It was scary shooting next to that rhino, but I think a lion, I would be more scared. I don't know. Either way, after that last one, I'm laying off the animals for a while.
Listen, we got photos with penguins at that party a while ago. That could be a good one.
I remember that. But yeah, I just got the Zeus season 2 coming up. I'll be filming that. Like I said, I just signed with that management company, so I've been auditioning, meeting some people, and I'm also in the process of starting to push my YouTube heavy, super heavy. So just pumping out content. I'm trying to pump out as much content as possible, 2 to 3 videos a week on all platforms. So that alone is a full-time job. But along with that, I will be filming Zeus season 2. I will also be out there auditioning and booking some stuff, hopefully. So that's my plans. That's what I got going on.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's amazing. Well, big thanks for coming on the podcast tonight.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So the last question before you leave.
Oh, God.
What is your spirit animal and why?
Okay, well, I'm sorry. What is a spirit animal?
It's an animal that you relate to.
Okay. Wow, no one's ever asked me that. My spirit animal. Well, what's your spirit animal?
Depends on the day,
What today?
Today, I feel like I'm a caterpillar. Because, I'm going to go into my cocoon and come out a beautiful butterfly. People are going to know who I am.
Oh, wow.
I got deep with that one, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty
multi-leveled.
deep. That was pretty deep. I mean, I don't know if I can match that answer, but I feel like my spirit animal is a dog.
I knew you were gonna say dog.
How do you know I was gonna say dog?
I just knew it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a dog. And I don't think I have to tell you why.
You're reliable.
I'm reliable. I'm man's best friend. I'm a man's best friend.
Yeah, you're likable. You're a likable guy.
I'm likable.
I get that.
I'm likable. Yeah, absolutely. I'm a dog. Somebody asked. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
All right, I like that. All right, guys, thank you for tuning into this episode of the New Hollywood Podcast. We're gonna be everywhere that you can download it: Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, iTunes, and pretty much any platform that we can get it onto after that comes out of the future. So be sure to be on the lookout. Next week, we got some more amazing guests. So thank you all for tuning in.